What up? This is Rama Screen, and in celebration of Blindspotting series, which is available on Starz and also on Starz Play internationally, and you can catch the season finale this Sunday as well. I'm here talking with the stars of this show, Jaylen, Benjamin, and Candace. I hope I get that right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Excellent. Oh my God, I'm a big fan of this show, and
Hey.
let me start with asking all y'all. How big a fan of you of the movie, and what was your reaction when you heard that you were going to be part of this spin-off series? You know, something that's not necessarily a direct sequel, if you will. Let's start with you, Candace.
My first reaction to the movie is, it's gonna sound so cliche, but I was blown away. Like, I was like, God, this movie is amazing. I had not seen anything like this on, in film before. And from, the artistic component of it to the messaging behind it, I'm really, really big on messaging, like what we saying, what we doing, why we doing this, it's really important to me. So I just thought that the movie and everything was blown away. And then what was the second part of that question, Rama?
And what was your reaction that's going to be a spin-off instead of a direct sequel?
Yes. And then my reaction to being cast in this film, listen, I was praising God. I was like, thank you, Jesus. I was so excited because it was a long faith walk and a long journey of manifesting and believing, from writing it on my wall. Candace Nicholas-Lippman sent to Starz, Janelle and Blind. I still got it all framed and everything. After the very first audition, I was just really believing that I was going to book this part, and I'm so honored to be a part of it. And the fact that they made it a spinoff and that it's led from a woman's perspective makes it just like the icing on the cake, so very happy.
How about you, Benjamin?
Yeah, I was, seeing the movie felt like seeing the next phase of storytelling. And so I was immediately sort of taken by the idea that maybe how we do movies and how we do film and TV is changing. And that was super interesting for me and really exciting for me. And then similarly, with finding out that it was going to be a series that wasn't a direct spinoff, felt like a really unique opportunity to be invited into a world, but not have to be beholden to specific characters. So we didn't have to be beholden to the dynamic, let's say, between Miles and Colin. That's not something that as characters, any of our characters are responsible for. And so we get freedom to make new relationships, and we get freedom to sort of build our own world within the world of Blindspotting. And that was just hella exciting to me. So I was thoroughly excited and really just looking forward to the challenge.
And Jaylen, let me add to my question, because I'm a huge fan of Free Reign. Obviously, this is an opposite end from Zoe. So what was that like, that transition for you to play Trish? And do you think in another life Zoe and Trish could be friends?
That transition between playing Zoe and Trish, it wasn't an easy one. It definitely took me to take a step out of my comfort zone, because I'm so used to being like, okay, like we have to, don't cuss on here, don't cuss on camera, because you can get in trouble. They're going to take your check away if you do. And then getting this character that allowed me to have this freedom of expression, and the way I dress and the way I walk and I talk, it was so much fun. And I love Zoe so much, and I'm so grateful for Free Reign and all of Netflix for giving me that opportunity. And I do think Zoe is actually Trish. She just moved back to LA, and she just moved over to Oakland, right? Because Zoe, if you watch the series, you see a lot of elements of Trish. I always played my characters very me, and Zoe wasn't afraid to speak her mind. She got what she wanted. She was all very much a woman empowerment, and she didn't allow anybody to tell her no. And that is Trish, essentially. It's just two different worlds. Zoe just rode horses, right? And Trish be dancing. So it's like, I do think that they'd be friends. I think that they are the same person. I really feel like all the characters that I've played throughout my career have led me into Trish, and all of them are aspects of her. So we have like the innocence of Zoe within Trish, and a little bit of slight naiveness and a little bit of immaturity. And then we have Dominique from Shameless in Trish as well, who's who's just has her flaws, as we know, cheated and just, man, she's a bad girl. So I mean, the transition was fun, but it was necessary for a nice career change and allowing an audience to see the different phases of my life and maybe my range of what I can do.
Candace and Ben, I love that episode where you guys were cooking curry. And so I was wondering, I'm curious because I can't cook for the life of me. Did you guys actually made that curry? And well, how fun was it shooting that episode for you? Let's start with you, Ben.
Yeah, it was super fun. It was also really early, and so I was hella nervous. I was way more nervous shooting that than I was shooting some of the shit we did later, but only because it was so early in the shooting process, and this was my first time really being on camera in this way.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And did we make the curry? Look, man, I can't be telling you trade secrets, all right, Rama. I just know curry was made, and and there was a competition. There need to be no more to be said about that.
Go ahead, Candace.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was so much fun shooting that episode. And like Ben said, it was very early on.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was kind of like, I think only our second scene or something like that together, Ben. I think it was only our second time. And then so it was just interesting. I don't know, it's just interesting, like having to have like this time pass from the first time that you see Earl and Janelle interact to now this time where you're kind of getting to see this this friendship or this relationship or whatever it is kind of blossom organically. It's really, really cute to see that. And yeah, I'm right there. I'm so happy Ben said what he said, because Rama, we're not gonna give no secrents.
Wait, that was y'all that was y'all's second time doing a scene together?
Yeah, the first time was the burrito thing when I was telling him when Ashley was like, don't use him as a burrito mule and all that. That was like the first.
Oh, snap. See, y'all killed it, because I was thinking y'all, that was like later on in the season. It looked like you guys were flowing and going.
And we was acting up.
Right.
Dancing. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, we was nervous during the whole shooting.
Right.
No.
Right.
It looked good, y'all.
I like your answers. No spoilers, definitely.
Yeah, no spoilers.
So, Jaylen, I would consider it an honor to be slapped by Helen Hunt, but I'm not you. What's it like for you shooting that scene and that episode? I mean, it seems very, very, with you and Jasmine and Helen in that same room. Talk to me about that.
I mean, it's Helen Hunt. So, it's very difficult to be like, oh, I'm just going to kind of half do this scene. You want to come deliver every time, right? I mean, you want to deliver anyway, but I mean, especially if you're standing next to Helen, you're going to learn some things from her. So, and the way she maneuvers on set and her whole essence just screams like professional and boss, and you just want to be a part of it. And you just want to just grab a little bit of her energy and be like, can I have some of that? Just pop it in me, like, okay, here I go. But I mean, it was an honor to be alongside her and, be able to have that reaction from her in this show, and her being my mom is so cool. And I mean, that slap only took us like maybe like 20 minutes to get down, because we had a stunt coordinator there and everything. But I mean, she did the thing. Did it look like I got slapped for real?
It looked like it.
Didn't it? Yeah, there was a lot of reactions with that. Somebody online was like, oh, it looked like she broke her neck, and I was like, it does. It does. Oh my goodness. She really slapped the bejesus out of Trish. But I mean, it was so much fun. And then Jasmine is so cool anyway. Yeah. And she's such a great scene partner to have. And she's really talented. I mean, and honestly, it's so fun working with them. And at first I was really nervous working around Helen. Like, I was like, am I making the right move? And the first time we did a scene together, she had complimented me and she's like, oh, she like with her face, and she's very serious, but she's super sarcastic. And she's like, great instincts. I was like, oh,
nice.
When I tell you I left set, I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I called my mom in the bathroom and I told her. But I mean, it's so much fun, and she's so cool to be around. And like at first I was nervous, but then like obviously Candace and Benjamin knows, like the more you're around her and talk to her, the more you feel at home and realize that she's just another person. She's another actor just like us, except an Oscar winner. So
Right.
Right.
no, she's just done legendary movies, but that's what makes it fun.
No big deal.
I guess last question, final question is that is there a season 2, and what do you hope to see your character to happen to your characters in season 2? Let's start with you, Jaylen.
Well, I mean, we can't give too much away to you. I mean, we can only speak life that there hopefully is a season 2. And honestly, I hope that with the development of Trish, she becomes a little bit more conscious and aware of her surroundings and maybe taking people's feelings more into account and what they're dealing with. And, you know, as any younger person, they're in their own world, and their own world is the biggest thing. And it's the biggest thing that's happening right now. And for her, that very well may be the truth. And, you know, her feelings are valid. However, she may not handle them the right way. So I think maybe a little bit of therapy, perhaps, to go through those feelings and those emotions. And I just want to see her grow as a person and as a woman, and definitely as a sister to Janelle and Ashley. And I mean, I want to see her evolve into a more conscious person, but still having that Trish quality about her, just maturing a little bit more.
I hear you. And Candace?
Yes, please, Jesus. I hope there's a season 2. God, yes, you know, please, God. And the part that I would want to see with Janelle, you know, the last couple of interviews I've just recently done, it's interesting that both of these interviewers were like, Janelle is such a mystery, you know, and that's what a lot of people, I've been hearing a lot of that with feedback or seeing that with comments. It's like, you still don't really know who Janelle is or what she's about, really, you know? So I would pray that if there is a season 2, that we really get to open her up more. Like, let's find out like more about her life in Bali. She spent 5 years out there and did not come back home. Her best friend's mama died. My brother was in jail. Like, there's big life events that occurred, but Janelle still stayed away. Like, for me, I'm very curious as to know why, you know. Janelle is back in the town, trying to reacclimate herself to a town that has changed before she left. You know, it's not the same anymore. So she's trying to rediscover herself. There's so much. I would love for us to be able to unpack this big elephant in the room between Janelle and Ashley. She just came back and was like, hey, sis, I'm back, ride or die. Hey, we together. And it's like, you've been gone for 5 years. There's so much between that needs to be unpacked with that. I would love to see what happens with Janelle and Earl, how that dynamic, you know, progresses and what happens with, I feel like in a way, I'm kind of excited because we really didn't get that much with Janelle. So for me, it makes me more so hopeful and excited that, God willing, if we have a season 2, there's so much that needs to be unpacked there and discovered. So, yeah.
I agree. Last word, Ben. What do you think?
Yeah. Season 2, we can only be hopeful, fingers crossed. And for Earl, I hope Mans gets a burrito. That's pretty much the heart and soul of my hope for that character. And can't say much more than that, Rama.
So thank you so much, you guys, for talking with me. And for my fans at home, everybody go check out Blindspotting, available on Starz and Starz Play International. And also check out the season finale this Sunday. Benjamin, Candace, and Jaylen, thank you for talking to me, and congratulations.
Thank
you,
Rama.
Have a good one.